Welcome to the deep dive. We're here to take a whole stack of sources and really distill them down into clear insights for you.
Yeah, making sense of complex ideas.
Exactly. And today we're jumping into some, well, pretty fascinating ancient texts. We're looking at biblical passages, Matthew, Luke, John, Genesis. And our mission really is to unpack this intricate timeline they seem to reveal. It's all about creation, time, destiny, and these big transformations.
It really is. And what's compelling, I think, is how these sources weave together versus you might not normally connect, from totally different parts of the Bible.
Right, building this larger narrative. So, okay, let's unpack this. It seems to kick off with Jesus' prophecy, Matthew 12:40.
That's the one, where he says he'll be in the earth for 3 days, just like Jonah.
Okay, and then there's Luke 13, where he tells Herod something about finishing his work on the third day. Why is that 3-day thing so central here?
Well, it's layered. Literally, yes, it points to the time in the tomb and the resurrection.
Right.
But these sources, they see it symbolically, too.
Symbolically.
Yeah, as today, tomorrow, and the day after tomorrow. And those 3 days are mapped onto, believe it or not, the 4th, 5th, and 6th days of a huge cosmic timeline.
Whoa, okay, so connecting Jesus's words to the creation week.
Exactly. And this is where it gets really interesting. They interpret each Genesis creation day not as 24 hours, but as 1,000 years.
1,000 years. So the 7 days of creation become 7,000 years in history.
Precisely, 7,000 years. And it lines up like this. The 4th day, which they call today symbolically, is when Genesis says God made the sun, moon, stars.
Right, the lights in the sky.
So the connection made here is to Jesus being the true light, coming into the world to, push back the darkness. Think Matthew 4, John 1, the true light which gives light to everyone.
Ah, I see. So Jesus arriving around the end of the 4th millennium fits that 4th day pattern. 2,000 years, Adam to Abraham, 2,000 Abraham to Jesus, roughly.
You got it. Illuminating the darkness, just like the sun on day 4.
Okay. Then what about the 5th day or tomorrow? Genesis has flying creatures, sea creatures.
And the interpretation here is all about baptism, purification. Life multiplying from water.
Like Noah's flood or Moses in the Red Sea.
Exactly like that. Paul even calls the Red Sea crossing a type of baptism in 1 Corinthians. It's this idea of passing through death's water, as 1 Peter puts it, into new life.
And God's images emerge through this, meaning believers.
Yes, humanity, believers, emerging purified through that symbolic water.
Makes sense. Okay, so that leads us to the 6th day, the day after tomorrow. What's the focus there?
Completion. Perfection. Genesis says God creates land animals and then humanity, God's images, again, in his likeness, giving them dominion.
Dominion over the fish, birds, beasts.
Right. And in this view, those fish, birds, and beasts can symbolize, spiritual opposition like Satan or even political powers. So on the 6th day, God's images emerge to rule. It's also when they say the first resurrection happens.
The first resurrection on the 6th day, symbolizing perfected free will.
That's the idea presented, yes. A culmination.
Now, thinking about completion and timing, the wedding at Cana in John 2, it also mentions the 3rd day. How does that fit into this 6th cosmic day?
Good question. That's seen as directly linked. The wedding on the 3rd day connects to this 6th cosmic day, or 6th millennium.
And the 6 stone water jars.
Exactly. They symbolize the 6,000 years. The jars are for purification, holding water. And when that 6th jar is filled right up to the brim,
the water becomes wine, the best wine.
Yes. Representing Jesus' blood, the Holy Spirit, the transformation signals the 6,000 years are almost complete.
So, filling the jars, the wine, it's about preparing the bride, which these sources identify as the 144,000 and the martyrs from Revelation.
That's the interpretation. Preparing the bride for the wedding feast of the Lamb, which starts as the 6th day, the 6,000 years, conclude.
And the first resurrection fits in there too.
Right at the completion of that 6th day millennium, when the appointed number of martyrs is full, the sources say its purpose is huge, proving God's commands are true, exposing Satan's lies, setting the record straight for judgment.
A powerful vindication.
Definitely.
Now, there's one more connection mentioned. The Samaritan woman at the well in John 4. Her having had 5 husbands, and the one she was with not being her husband. How does that relate?
Well, those 6 men, symbolically, are linked to the 6,000 years. It's interpreted as a time when Satan acted like a kind of violent bridegroom, oppressing people.
So, 6 figures representing 6,000 years of waiting, almost.
Kind of, yeah. waiting for the arrival of the true bridegroom Jesus at the end of that 6,000-year period when the bride, those resurrected martyrs, is finally ready.
Wow. It's quite a tapestry, weaving all these events and symbols together.
It really is. What's fascinating, I find, is just how they managed to connect such, seemingly disparate parts of the Bible into one single story of fulfillment, of eventual triumph.
So reflecting on all this detailed, interconnected way of seeing history and destiny laid out symbolically, it really does point toward this idea of a grand unfolding plan nearing some kind of profound completion.
It does. And, it naturally leads you to wonder, if these symbolic timelines suggest such a specific unfolding, what does that mean for how we might understand, the times we're living in right now? What part of this intricate picture stands out most to you?